Okay. Actually, you know what? Just thought of something. I want to get more precious metals and so forth. So let's resume actually mining. As you do, since it's Minecraft. Okay, so we hit some cavern space very quickly there. Let's try this way. And we'll do a 2x2 tunnel. Oops. Oh shit, none of this is cobblestone. Yeah, this is all crappy stone. Cobbled deep slate. I don't think I can use that for anything. I'm gonna go pick up some cobblestone so I can make more picks, because obviously this is just a dead end if I only have cobbled deep slate. Which I don't know if there's any practical use for. Did not leave myself many of those. And let's get some torches, because we're low as hell on those. And get back to it, because I still am lacking in diamonds at this time. And unfortunately, I'm afraid the best way to go about getting them is going to be caving, which I don't really want to cave. It's just one of those things I feel that I am ill-equipped for at this time. You know, just like visiting the Nether. Anyway. Here we go. So I definitely want to do some more BattleTech tomorrow. It's been weeks, but I still have that urge to blow up giant robots. And I know that there's MechWarrior 5 out there. I don't know if it's a DLC fest. But there's room for live-action robot shooting as well as turn-based robot shooting. I'm totally on board for either or, if not both. I kind of wish I could just listen to an audiobook while we were doing this, which is what that or podcast is what I would typically do. It is not really an option when you're streaming, though. I'm pretty sure the author of the book I'm reading would not be amused if I started listening to an audiobook live on stream. So, oh man. After Christmas in 2007, I was traveling back home, and I got to O'Hare, and my next stop was Milwaukee. And I was talking to the gate agent for a moment. He's like, yeah, there's a big storm coming in. That's going to fuck everything up. And, well, I'm not looking forward to that. He's like, you know, I got a trick for you that might just work. I'm like, oh, what's that? He's like, yeah, for 20 bucks, there's a shuttle between here and the Milwaukee airport. If you get on that, you might be able to beat the storm. I'm like, you know what? It's worth a shot. So, I take my bags, which is not really advisable. And, I mean, it's better to take them than not, because I don't know what happens if you're not on board the plane, but your bags are. But it's probably not desirable. Anyway, I take my bags, and I hop this bus, and it's maybe an hour or two from O'Hare to the Milwaukee airport, which is fine. And, somebody had read out a copy of Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass back to back. And we're getting on this bus, and if I'm on a vehicle, I'm going to fall asleep very quickly. But the heat was just blasting on this bus, so it was really toasty. And I'm just lying there in the back, and like the best part of my trip is definitely not anything involving planes. It's just this part where I'm curled up on the back of a bus listening to somebody read Alice in Wonderland. It's like, man, that is a weird high point for any trip. I mean, the trip part of the trip, the actual traveling part, which I hate. Like, I hate having to travel somewhere, like even as a vacation, because it usually means I'm going to be hopping a plane somewhere, and that means often 2 bus rides still in town just to get there. So I'll spend an hour and change in town just taking buses out to the airport. And then being at the airport is a lot of sitting around and waiting. You've got the long security lines, you've got waiting to board, then once you're on board, you're waiting to take off, and then the flight part's okay. And then you kind of repeat all the process in reverse once you land, and it's such a mental drag that it makes me start considering maybe I should learn to drive like a normal person. But yeah, it's such a hassle. I mean, probably my best flying experience was we had a storm here, and it was the middle of the pandemic, so nobody was going anywhere except for me. After several days of sitting in my apartment eating Chex Mix and not having any cold water to drink, I just had tap water, which wasn't great, so I didn't drink much of it. So I wind up dehydrated as hell in this trip. Like, it was so bad, you know, after 3 days in the apartment, that I just could not stop peeing. Like, I got off of one flight, stopped in the bathroom, I got on the connecting flight, and before we're even on the runway, I already have to go again. And I had to again right away when I got on the ground back home. It was fucking ridiculous. But most of the flight, you know, actually going places and coming back was relatively efficient because there was nobody who wanted to fly, or at the very least, if somebody did, they had already done so. Like, I was the last person to realize, you know what? Living in a place with no power is not good. And I eventually just said, you know what? I'm going to spend the $200 on a plane ticket and get the hell out of here. It's funny, I have like one photo of me from then too, and that was when I was at my absolute worst when it came to being swollen up from from CHF. And it's like I'm just such a massive fucking barely functional load of human flesh. Then 5 months later I was in the hospital for exactly that. Ooh, some gold. Gold's okay. I don't really give a shit about it, but okay. So I'm not even sure if I have enough diamonds to make a pick, let alone... Oops. I don't think I have enough to make a pick, let alone an enchanting stand, or whatever it's called. Oh, here we go. But I have one more diamond. Is it weird? I just think they nerfed mining, which is weird. But apparently they put all the diamonds deeper, and 25 below, is that deep enough? God, somebody followed me 6 days ago. I don't know who they are or why they followed me, but thanks for doing so. I wish I had been there to see them. Okay. So I have enough diamonds to make a pick now. But I don't have enough for a stand. The hell is it cooking? Man, I don't know. I just work here. Let's organize a little bit in here. Okay, andesite, gravel, diorite. This shouldn't even be in here. Oh, and there's some rocks. Let's take more of those, just in case. Oh, jeez. Kind of hoping I can get enough wheat to start making bread again. In fact, let's have a look. I do have a little. There we go. Melons are such trash. I mean, they're good when you have nothing else, but otherwise they're just trash. It's like the saturation's poor. You get 1 health, or you get 1 food recovered. That's just okay. I kind of want to get back into XCOM too. Jeez, so many games, so little time. So few viewers. Persona 3 is a bit of a debate too, because well, it does have some homophobia that I recall, and it doesn't have the really gross transphobia that makes up a huge arc of Persona 4. There's also just the gameplay where you don't control any of the characters. Like, I don't know if I'm ready for that again. Ooh, that's a lot of seeds. Oh, I have to grab a hoe. Excuse me. So, let's clean the... Let's add a little more hoed land. Okay, so we can go out to here and still be irrigated. Oh. Okay, I've got spots for like 2 more. Okay. So how much weight is that? They're 18, so that's half a dozen loaves of bread. I'm okay with that. Whee! You're everything! Eventually, I'll take some of these drops, the zombie meat, and compost them. I should learn how to make my own composter instead of running to that village too. Okay, let's have a look back in the mine. So there wasn't much to see in this cave, so that's probably fine. Yeah, this was a relatively small space. Okay. Back to normal mining activities, I suppose. I'll be right back. Something I gotta do.